Hi everyone, it's Crappy Kathy here, and yes, I still have the thumb brace on, and yes, there's a little pain. And so because of that, I'm going to combine four actually, challenges into one. First off, I'm using this as my design. It is by Daniela Danke of DLS Design, and it's the Scrap Squad Scrap Lift number 16, and I'm doing it for Scrap Squad Sunday, which was yesterday. And I'm also using my Scrap Backwards kit, so this will be my Scrap Backwards Monday video. And I'm doing a lot of random stash items on here, most from my Scrap Backwards kit, but I've got a whole table of things kind of over that way. And I am going to use that for my Stash Dive Tuesday. And I have a box of miscellaneous things that I pulled from different places. And so I'm going to kind of dive into all of that to come up with my final page. And I'm also using today's load prompt for the 9th, which is to document a way that you've changed and to add some sparkle or some statement element on the page, whether I think anybody will like it or not. And that's kind of how I scrap, is I put all kinds of junk on my pages that speak to me at the time, and I can't let myself care about whether anyone else likes it, because I know everyone's got their own style and preferences, and I'm sure many of you just cringe and say, oh my gosh, she didn't just do that. So today is one of those days where I guess I have a prompt not to care about that sort of thing. So I have cut my triangles to make the center part of this design, and I cut them from this Peaceful Heart 6x8 pad. And what I did was I cut each page into 6x6, and then I just cut cut through the middle to get the triangle. And there are some little what I'm going to, looks like maybe 4-inch pieces of scrap paper that stick out behind there. I may pull that from my kit or use something else. So I may come back to this. I'm going to kind of lay it off there right now. And right now I'm going to figure out whether I want a white background or one of the cardstock backgrounds in my kit. And I have this wood grain. The photo I'm using, I guess I ought to get that out. I don't know where it is. Have I lost it? Let's see. I've kind of carefully, I'm trying to be really careful with my left hand. There's the photo. Okay. I'm going to put my trimmer aside, and let's see what these guys look like on the wood background. I'm liking it so far. The photo is of yesterday's, gosh, what did I do with it now? There it is. It's yesterday's Mother's Day lunch, brunch, whatever, that James took me to in downtown Alpharetta at a place called Jekyll. It's a brewery. and they've got really nice food. And the added bonus is Barrett works there. He wasn't working there yesterday. His mom was in town, and I had cooked breakfast, which I think may be the source of my pain. I took my brace off because I was getting my hands wet and so on and so forth. Anyway, that's not germane to the to the story. So anyway, I really like the wood upper level here and the brick, and I just kind of think that that would look nice. And actually, that arrangement of triangles kind of works for me too. So I'm going to cut this. I hate using this. I think it's my last piece of this cocoa vanilla wood grain. I mean, I have one more piece, but I want to use the the rainbow side of it. I guess you might need an umbrella when there's a rainbow. Okay, and I normally would, let's see if I can, I guess that one was there, and this one was here, and this one was here. This kind of looks like a tablecloth in a brewery, doesn't it? And I really want the floral to be up here, although in the original, the floral is down here, but anything that I can do up there, I can do down here. I normally would distress these. Let me see. I guess if I distress one, I'm going to have to distress them all. How about I just distress the outsides? And we'll just kind of call that an accommodation that I'm making to my my arthritic thumb. Some of you may know that yesterday was Mother's Day, and it was also the 8th, and it was not just any 8th, it was the 41st anniversary of my first date with John, and it's always, it was always a big day. May 8th often fell on Mother's Day over the 41 years or 40 years. And when it did, it was always a big deal. And John always made a big production of Mother's Day. So it's kind of a, it was kind of hard, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I'm going to cut this. I don't have the energy or the bandwidth or the, to get much fancier than this. I'm just going to kind of put it here, and then I'll cut off the part. And I apologize. Normally, if I were all well and healthy, I would take some time to cut the foam in the same triangle, or, you know, just a slightly smaller triangle in order to get lift all the way around. But I'm going to be putting some things at the end here, so it doesn't seem like I'm going to need it all the way, and I can always bolster it with a little bit of I'll get that right sometime, I'm sure. Okay, let me get there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. I need to get, they're going to reach all the way to the, I'll measure this a bit. I notice in the original they don't, meet all the way, and mine are, I'm gonna push them more to the ends so that there's a little bit of space in there. And I did not specifically measure them for that. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's it. I'm gonna bring that down. And that one's down, and I will match this other one up with it. And so we had a nice breakfast. Katie and Barrett's mom was here to visit them, to spend time with them on Mother's Day. And so I made breakfast for everyone, and then later in the afternoon, we had a late brunch, lunch, some kind of a meal there, just James and I. And then in the evening, James had gotten tickets to a concert for himself and Ava. And then when they realized that the date of the concert was Mother's Day, he asked me if I wanted to go, and he got tickets for Ava and her mom to go. And they were down on the floor in the mosh pit and having a grand old time. And he and I sat up in the balcony, and it was a band that, you know, I haven't maintained it's an alternative rock kind of punk-ish band, The Offspring, if you don't know them. And there were a couple of their songs that John and I particularly liked back in the 90s when they had their first album came out that was actually their biggest album. And Ava has really gotten into that genre and that vintage of music. And so she loves it, and James loves sharing that music with her. Her mom also happened to like that band. So we all had a great time, and Allie went with Ava and her mom as well. So it was a lot of fun, and a very different kind of Mother's Day from any that I might have spent in the past. I'm just going to go ahead and put the photo down, and then we'll embellish the rest of the way kind of around it. I'm putting the photo straight on because if I put it at an angle, I may have made a mistake using this checkered pattern there. If I put it at an angle, I think it would be like an optical illusion with all the lines and angles going on. So I'm going to do that. Now, let's start looking at embellishments. I have this embellishment, this sticker sheet in my Scrap Backwards kit. And it has this notebook paper. And I was not careful when I stored this, that sticker sheet. I took the notebook paper off and didn't use it. And when I put it back on, I didn't take care in storing it. So it kind of got lifted up and messed up and you know, all of those things. I'm not sure if I were to use this, for example, that multicolor stripe kind of bothers me a little bit. But what the hey, maybe that's my thing I'm going to use that no one will like. Even I might not like it. So we'll see. I think the sentiment and the size and the all of that works well. Let's see. I want to put it, I don't mind covering up there, and I'm going to put a piece of foam tape. This hurts. Pain is exhausting, as I'm sure many of you know, and I don't mean to ramble on and on about mine. It's kind of a new thing for me. Okay, I thought I could use this somehow, maybe here. So let me cut some off of that, and I'll try to put it back on here somewhat. Okay, and I kind of, I might like normally to cut a piece of foam to back this, and I'll tell you why. It's so similar to the background color that if you have some dimension, it will show up better. But, so I'm going to go ahead and do this, and this, and this. Okay, so that tab will stand up a bit, and I'm going to put something on it, a word strip or something. So that doesn't show particularly well, but that's okay. It's okay to have some subtle elements. I'm going to also, to bring in these colors, I'm going to add, and here those same colors are mixed with brown. So I'm going to add this little guy, maybe right there. And in a way, some of those colors are in this little video kind of a thing that says Happy Mother's Day that James did when he created this little video. He had the photo taken on his phone, and then he edited it to have the Jekyll Brewing label there and the Happy Mother's Day here when he posted it as a video, and it kind of flashed. And I just did a screenshot of it, so let's see. Also, to add these colors, I think I'm going to use this. It may not be long enough. I'm adding that red color mainly. The other colors would probably work just fine, but the red color kind of stands out. There's a sort of red flower in there, so that's kind of okay. I'm going to sneak this in here, and I'm going to move it down. It's not as long as these other pieces, but if I put a sticker or something right in here, it might work. And I'm thinking that I might layer a couple of stickers. I've got this sticker right here that's it's a calendar, and I'm going to put the month down as May, and that's not, my pen is not writing very well. I can go over that with another pen, so I'll put, gosh, what is going on here? I guess pens run out of ink eventually. 2022, and then I'll circle the 8th and put Sunday right there. So I'll fix that up. But I thought, since going there, I might want to use this ampersand. Since and I could do it kind of right there, layer that over that, okay. And I think I've used everything I need to off of here, so I'm going to put that down on the floor. Let's go back here and we look. This one is not particularly heavily embellished at all. There are a couple word strips. There's a sticker and some things. There's some small embellishments. There are some florals coming out from behind the photo. So I thought I would dip into, that's the next thing that came up in my, in my layers of embellishments. So let's look and see what I have. As you may or may not recall, I had my primary sticker sheet is this flower market. And it actually has a red in it, so those flowers might not be bad. So I'm going to put these ephemera, which are a little bit more muted, over there, and I'm going to pull out this big old piece of ephemera, and I'm going to cut it in half. This is not a piece of ephemera, this is a sticker. And I can put this one right there, except I want to give it some, come on. I want to give it some foam, give it some lift. And so let me do that. Okay, now it can stick and that will still stay up. And then this one, I'm going to move down kind of underneath the little guy, and I'll put a couple scrap triangles here to hold that up. And have it cross over onto here. Okay, so I'm kind of building that up. Where else are there? I like gather the ones you love, some of the sentiments. there's this bit right here that's kind of a smaller version of that, and it says "so delightful," and I'm not really feeling that sentiment for this page. So I thought I might put this up behind the calendar and have that red flower kind of overlapping there. And it's a completely different floral from this paper, and that a little bit bothers me. Not enough to change anything at this point. Okay, there. The colors aren't totally incompatible, and so I'm gonna kind of go with that. I'm going to use this guy as an anchor for things. Let me pull. That's too big. I'm going to do that, and then I'll have something to go here. I'm going to use this little word grow, because the change that I'm kind of documenting is that it was a sad day, and I was sad during many moments of the day, and yet I enjoyed time with people, and I enjoyed all of the events, and I'm gonna put that right there. Just a little sticker. I'm gonna put this right here, and I've got a kind of pink one here that I might put here by the watering can. Okay, I'm going to say I'm done with that sticker sheet. In the ephemera, let's see if there's anything I particularly want to use. I think there was a butterfly somewhere, and I love using butterflies as symbols of growth and change. Okay, let's see. The Good Life status update. This is kind of a nice butterfly in that it's very faintly printed in white on this kind of craft ticket. And I like the ticket. I don't necessarily want to fussy cut that out of it, and I don't, frankly, don't feel like fussy cutting. So I'm going to push that aside. I'm going to use these corner bits, but on some foam. Let me get my foam tape, which sticks better on small things. I have another sticker sheet that I may have brought in after I built my kit that is a Maggie Holmes Market Square, and there is a butterfly there that I may prefer to use. So I can put these ephemera pieces kind of away from where I might knock them on the floor. I like this, the Good Life, and that might have been good to use if I hadn't used this Life is Great. Okay, so let me put that there. I swore to myself I wasn't going to use any of the foam tape because I have to peel the backs off of it. So Helen, I'm filling 2 of my corners. I think there are only 2 photo corner pieces in my Scrap Backwards kit. So I'll use these opposite corners. Let's see. Holding on to that with my left hand really hurt. And something I did yesterday when I was freewheeling hurt not only the thumb joint, but I'm having some pain here in this forefinger joint. Ooh, here's a butterfly too. I don't like that one. The scale of it isn't as good as this one. And I like the colors in that one. And there's a camera in there. So put this up here and say I'm not going to use anything there. And this Market Square, I don't think has ever been opened. I pulled it for a different page I did, and I think this is a perfect one to pull in to this kit because it has lots of the same images as in my main sticker sheet, but it has this alpha that is a different size than those that you usually find. So let me go here and pull the butterfly, and then we'll see if there's anything else. I like the bird as well. I'm going to put the butterfly down here flying up. And then I believe the original has a bird kind of crossing over here, but the words, the embellishments go almost to the center. So I'm going to have to see if I've got anything that I can put there like that. Okay, I normally would go to a little bit more trouble cutting that foam down so that it goes vertically so that I can lift the wings, but I'm not there today. I like these trees. I suppose I could put the trees here, but you know, I like the all smiles too. Let's do that. I'm just gonna go for it. That could go kind of right there, overlapping the water can, and with a piece of foam right here on this end. Okay, and then I'm gonna do, let's see, I'm gonna get some of this foam and use it to prop up those, the backs of the trees. Where did the other tree go? I've lost a tree. It's on my, it's on my finger. It's like, it's almost a caricature of old ladies scrapping, losing things. Where, the joke meme of, where are my glasses? And they're, up on the top of your head and all those funny things. Okay, so I'm going to do this like that. Have the dark green over here and the lighter green there. And then I have two birds that are facing the wrong way. I don't have any birds facing the correct way, but there's nothing that says I can't put a wrong way bird in a tree. Maybe like right there. Okay, and it's stuck, so I'm gonna leave it. I'm okay with that. Okay, now I kind of like this building, and there's another one here. This brewery is in the Market Square area of our little town. We live in an incorporated village that's inside the city limits of Alpharetta, and our zip code is still Alpharetta. Okay, so that kind of just echoes that building, and I kind of like that idea. There's a grocery bag there which kind of carries the market concept to a literal degree. I like this camera and thought I could use it just to sort of extend this. And let me get this on there. I've got one. I guess that doesn't really show. Do I want it there or there? Here, I think. Okay. And I'll put it at an angle. It's not really wanting to stick. Okay, that works. Now, are there any flowers in here that would add, or do I want any of these? I'm going to put this aside because I'm not seeing, I could possibly use something right under there, but I'm not seeing anything. Maybe this little batch of strawberries. I'm gonna do that. We had fresh, delicious fresh strawberries for breakfast, and there were supposed to be strawberries on the with the brunch meal that I ordered, but they weren't included, and I think there might have been some strawberries in the pineapple-y drink that I got. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside, and here I have some word strips. A walk in nature, refocus, keep life simple. This, find beauty everywhere. What's coming is better than what's gone. Don't agree with that. But I like see the good, and I thought maybe that might work. Right there, and it's kind of like washi tape with rough ends, so I kind of want to leave them hanging over, although it might be better not to have so much hanging over on that left side. Come on, let's not ruin this. Okay, let's go like that. I'm not getting it straight on that line. I have the line to use as a guide, and then I'm not doing it. It's okay. There, I don't need anything else, I don't think. From here, there are a couple little tiny hearts on this and a plus sign. And one of the hearts is red, so that's that red color that I'm kind of introducing. Let me put that right there, and there's this teal one which isn't anywhere on the page, and I'm going to use it anyway. And this plus sign I could put over here next to grow, and that gives me that teal color there. Okay, now I'm going to dip into the stash that's not my kit. All of that was my Scrap Backwards kit. I'm going to dip over into my sequins, and I'm going to pick a sequin mix that I think goes with that. There are lots of greens in here, and I kind of want to emphasize that green, so I think I'm going to pull these, which is kind of a custom Guac It Real Good mix that was done by my friend Liz Ketter, and it includes avocados, which she knew I would love. I've got a flare here that is in the wrong section, I think, but it has these green leaves, and I thought maybe it could kind of sneak in under there. I will go to the, I'll do the adhesive and glue it down off camera. But right now I'm just going to dry fit it right there. And I have a, even though it's nowhere near fall, I have this fall plaid that just happens to have a lot of the right colors for the kit I'm using. And that fall plaid may be one of those things that you wouldn't expect on this page, but that I'm going to put anyway. And then let's see what else there is. There's a pretty floral here that kind of brings in springtime colors. So it's like we have 4 seasons. Ought to have Lisa Sikorsky give me some points for doing 4 seasons on one page, or 3 seasons on one page. That looks like summer, and that looks like fall, and that's spring. I don't think I'm going to put any winter on here, but we'll see. I like this piece of leafy ephemera. I might stick it right under there. Okay, so that's my flare, and I dug that out of my miscellaneous flare that doesn't go with any categories, or that's outside the categories, that's stored wrong, in other words. So I'm gonna do a few sequins over around here. And let me get my little tray. I'll do the sequins kind of in the photo corners, if that makes any sense. And I'm just going to try to use, I've got 6 glue dots. I'm going to try to use 6 different, God, it's hard to hold on to those. 6 different shapes and sizes and colors of sequins. And they're all different shades of green in here. And I have different greens on the page, so hopefully that works nicely. This one is a little kind of gold flower that will look cute there. And then I have a lime green metallic one here, and it seems to be glued to another one, so that's yet a different color. Okay, so now I'm going to go down here. I am going to put the adhesive on this one because I'm putting it here overlapping the ampersand. I put it, I guess I would like some of those elements to be pointing up instead of off to the side, so let's see. Let me come down here. And those are mostly kind of grayish, bluish greens. Okay, why? This just came out perfectly a while ago. Too close together. Okay, let's do this bright lime green right there. And I will do one of these, which I didn't do in the other grouping. It's kind of a white radiating etched sequin. And then that sequin can go there. I'm going to put this big shiny round circly one there, and I'm not using an avocado here because I save avocados for guacamole stories or Calvin ball. And I don't think this is a guacamole story. We had guacamole on May 5th, but not May 8th. Okay, so sequins are on, flare is on. I think we're done. So I have used the Scrap Squad lift. I did not put any little page there. What can I use? I'm gonna just cut a piece of this. Or no, let's dip into last month's Scrap Backwards kit. And I have this, which I can cut in half. This gives me a nice gray-green. And I'm gonna pull this out. I'm gonna, this guy is not sticking to the foam. So I'll do that way. So now I'm gonna take this and kind of stick it under. A little bit too long. There we go. That's a true stash dive. Okay, now I'm hoping that this guy isn't stuck to the background, and it isn't. So this can go under there. There we go. Okay, just that little finishing touch. I'm gonna go ahead and do the adhesive on here so that when I pick it up for a close-up, nothing falls out. And I'm just gonna kind of put it right there, and that actually lifts up, that's lifting up the triangle, so I need to put it over the triangle, but I don't mind if it lifts up the flower, but I don't want it lifted up the triangle. So let me put that back in there. And there's this one that needs, oops, it's actually stuck to the strawberries. I'll never get that up. This is why I didn't necessarily want to do this on camera, is that the peeling off adhesive is not easy. Okay, and then I also have this little bit right here that maybe, okay, could use a strip of foam. Let me get that. Okay, and I'm going to put this in kind of right. I want the part with the white showing, and then I can let the strawberry cover up the rest. So here, there. Okay, and that's there for the color, not for the season. Same for that, and same for that. Okay, so let's go back. Look, I've done my Scrap Squad Sunday lift. I've done my scrap backwards Monday video because most of this is my scrap backwards kit, which is made up of miscellaneous bits of stash. And then I've done Stash Dive Tuesday by diving into other areas of stash. And I've documented, I can in my journaling talk about how I've changed in the last little over a year, in that this May 8th was a little bit easier to get through and to smile and have fun than last May 8th. Last May 8th was painful. So I've got my pain in a different place. And we'll go from there. So I'll bring this up. Let's see. I'll bring this up for a close-up. And thank you for watching. I will, I'm sorry that I had to combine. Normally I would do 3 different pages for this, but, and 3 different videos, but it is what it is. And I am happy that I was able to get through this. So thank you for watching. Bye.